You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
This is Rod Mahood, your in-game voice of the Niagara IceDogs, and you're listening to the Dog Pound Podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network, your podcast source for all game analysis, team interviews, and up-to-date news regarding the Niagara IceDogs.
Final day of IceDogs Training Camp here for the 2021 season. I'm here with General Manager Joey Burke. Joey, let's start off by talking about the rookies, the guys that are here for the first time. It's been an interesting group, two draft classes coming in at the same time. Before I get into the specifics, just how has that process been, and has it been a little bit hectic at times having two full draft classes come in, or have you guys kind of enjoyed that competition?
Yeah, you know what, it's been exciting. We've enjoyed it for sure. And it really is. It's an interesting dynamic when you have a guy who just looks as incredible as Fimis has as an 04, coming in with a full group of 05s below him. So, it really, you can see that these 04s are certainly coming in a year older, and they're ready to probably make the jump a little bit quicker. But at the same time, we've been absolutely blown away by the work these 05s have done, and we truly believe we've got an unbelievable double cohort, so to speak, group of guys coming in, and it should be very exciting.
So let's get into a couple of those guys. Let's first start off with Joey Costanzo, the second-round goaltender that you guys were so excited to get in the second round of the 2021 OHL draft. You guys couldn't believe that he fell to you with that pick was essentially, your first-round pick was in the second round. So what have you thought of his game and just gaining the experience of playing at the OHL level with some of these OHL level guys?
For sure. You know what? It's tough for a young 16-year-old goalie to make this jump, and Joey really has handled himself remarkably. Certainly, in the first game, I thought he kind of needed to feel it out a little bit, and then from then on, he's been outstanding. So it really is, as we all know, it seems the forwards transition's always a bit easier, then defensemen are a bit tougher, and then it's the hardest on the goalies. So really to see what he's been able to do at such a young age already is incredibly encouraging. And then again, with the goaltending depth we have here, it's going to give us some freedom and some patience with these guys. So really it's exciting that way.
And the other second-round pick right after Joey Costanzo, you guys were so excited to get Juan Copeland as well. Just a fast energy type player, very fluid on the ice. What have you liked from his game?
Yeah, you know what, really a ton. I thought Juan's had a great week here so far. He really translates to our speed and our level very seamlessly, I find. His reads and decisions with the puck have been just excellent this week. And again, it's, the speed of the game is ramped up for him, and he handles it tremendously. So we're really excited at what he's shown already. And again, you look at him and Waddick have a great chemistry already as two young guys. So it's exciting to follow that way. And again, we can't wait to see what we can do. And the sky's the limit for Juan for sure.
Another guy that's had some hype coming in is Bryce Cook, the teammate of Pano Fimis. Just seems like a physical presence on the ice, with plays with an edge. If he rounds it all out with time and consistency, do you think he could be an impactful powered forward for you guys and for the OHL?
Yeah, 100% I do. And really, you look at that goal he scored the other day, it was a catch and rip, no stick handling, no second guessing on it. He scores goals at an elite level. In our mind, he was one of, if not the premier goal scorer in his age group, in his draft class. So really, it's great to see what he's done. I know he was a bit banged up, a bit under the weather this week, and I think he's feeling a bit better tonight. So I'm sure he's ready to show us even more. But again, he's done a great job.
And you think having his teammate Pano Fimis here as well, coming in at the same time, do you think that's helped him as well?
Yeah, you know what? I would imagine it would. And again, those guys have played on a line together for a while, so I know they're good buddies. And again, we're lucky to have both of them, and I'm sure they'll help push each other along here.
Another guy that's had an impressive camp that maybe is flying under the radar is Sammy Douglas-Najim. Defenseman's really showed up in camp. Has been a very reliable player on the back end for his team. Just definitely a good impression that he's made on the club. Even if he's not to make the club, definitely made an impression to down the road give you guys an option.
Oh, 100%, and that's putting it lightly. I mean, Sammy has had a tremendous week. He's a guy that, to be completely honest, wasn't big on our radar coming into the week, and he sure is now. He's done an absolute phenomenal job. We've been incredibly impressed with him, and again, another young guy, for him to come in as a free agent and really hold his own like he has, he does not look like he's out of place whatsoever, and again, with another strong look tonight, a guy we definitely want to stay in touch with moving forward here.
The talk of camp, other than Pano Fimis, has been Matthew Lee. He's a late round draft pick. Led the team led the camp in goals so far. Definitely a pleasant surprise and a great story.
No kidding. You know what? And anytime it's you have a 16-year-old 9th round pick come in and light it up like he has, it's a tremendous feeling. So really, it's great credit to the scouts. I know Billy was a guy who loved him all year in his draft year here, and really, not that we're surprised to see it, but if anything, he certainly has exceeded our expectations right out of the gate here. And again, another guy who absolutely earned his way into the game tonight, and we're expecting to see some big things.
Another guy who earned his way in, Giacomo Martino. He's not a soccer player, he's a hockey player. With a name like that, he should be playing for Team Italy, but regardless, noticeable speed, had a multi-goal game. Use that to his advantage. What have you liked from his game that made you want to see more of him tonight?
Yeah, you know what? Exactly that. That's exactly it. He's a relentless kind of a go type of a player. Great feet on him, great instincts, great set of hands, and really nice finishing touch around the net. So, I mean, Giacomo's a guy really who impressed us all summer long, continues to impress us here at camp, and another guy we'll be watching closely tonight.
And two more for you. Alec Leonard, the second-round pick in 2020, took a few big hits in the couple of games yesterday. He's going to be banged up, and he took a slap shot off the leg from Mason Howard, so he's going to have some bumps and bruises from this week, but a good learning experience for a very young defenseman.
No, for sure, and he laid some big hits as well. So, it's great to see, and again, that's the kind of guy Alec is. I mean, he's a warrior. He's got bite. He's got edge. He does really everything well. So for me, he's had a tremendous camp this week, and he's a guy who's ready to make the jump and make a big impact for us this year.
And last but certainly not least, I got to ask you, Pano Fimis, obviously the second overall pick in 2020. Everybody was dying, chomping at the bit to see what this guy can bring, and it looks as advertised, Joey. I mean, just how much of what he's shown with his composure on and off the ice as a rookie is more than your staff could have hoped for.
You know what? It's really, you absolutely nailed it there, and I came in with the highest expectations I've probably ever had for a young guy coming in, and he's still blown them out of the water. He's the best rookie we've had on the ice at any one of our training camps. I know he's coming in at 17, so he's got that extra year on from what traditional would be, but he does everything not only at a high level, at an absolute elite level. This kid looks like he has the makings of a potential OHL Rookie of the Year, a first-round NHL pick, a guy who we couldn't be more thrilled to have here. The vets love him, the young guys love him. He's becoming a leader already, and really, I could not say a bad word about Pano. He's done an absolutely remarkable job, and we can't wait to keep it moving here.
And with high expectations comes great responsibility. So just how do you think that he's responded to the hype, and how will the staff try to help keep him grounded in the present and not try to overwhelm him to just continue with the process you guys are building here?
Oh no, he knows to take it day by day, and I mean, again, he's a guy who's remarkably impressive off the ice, has a great head on his shoulders, so he takes everything in stride. He's humble, he's modest, he knows exactly who he is, what a strong group we have here, and what a big part of it he is. So, I mean, really, at the end of the day, it kind of works through itself seamlessly on that end. And again, we've got a special one here, and can't wait to continue moving forward.
So with training camp wrapping up, Joey, just what is your outlook for, preseason and getting finally into that regular season? There's a few more cuts after the game tonight, but just in general, thoughts on the camp and what you're looking for and what IceDog fans should look for come the season.
Yeah, well, you know what, an incredibly competitive team that is being slept on by the masses right now, and we look around this camp and this roster, and it's hard for me to understand how people just, entering under the assumption that we're going to be the same group from 2 years ago and be fighting for a playoff spot. I mean, it's ridiculous. We have far loftier goals than that. We want to be competing for a banner, and we honestly believe we have the group here to get it done. So it's exciting. It's exciting right from the forward group, the great depth on the back end, and obviously it's the best goaltending camp we've ever had. So we couldn't be more excited.
Thanks so much, Joey. It's been a great training camp. Looking forward to big things, like you said, an exciting group of young players, and can't wait to get it started in October. We're back with the head coach of the Niagara IceDogs, Billy Burke. Billy, we're wrapping up training camp here tonight. Just what have your thoughts been on the general camp and just a couple more cuts left, but have you been pleased with what you saw this week?
I've been beyond pleased. It's been an excellent camp. I think it's been incredibly well run and organized, from our end, and the players have been beyond expectations. Everybody's excited, and it really shone through, and I'm really proud of these guys.
So I asked GM Joey about the new guys. I'm going to ask you about the returnees that you had back in 2020 there. So first off, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Tucker Tynan. Just an amazing story to see him back. Looks back up to speed with his movement from post to post. Looks like he will be ready to go in October when the IceDogs hit the ice, and I'm sure it'll be a special moment here at the Meridian Center.
Oh, it certainly will. It's amazing what he's gone through to get back to this point. The first thing the nurse told me when I arrived at the hospital that night is he'll never play again. So, to be back, under 2 years later, looking as good as he does, being at Team USA World Junior Camp this summer, incredibly calm, incredibly quick. He has that mental strength you want from a number one goalie. Nothing rattles him. He doesn't know what pressure is. And just on top of everything, it's great to have him back here. Great to have him doing what he loves. You can tell he's finally home.
Absolutely. So next guy, Cam Peters. Obviously, he looked like he was shaking off the rust after coming off that injury that he had in 2020. Just how did you think that he looked, and is he going to be okay after being dinged up on day 2?
Yeah, Cam Peters is a guy who was really putting himself on the radar when he came over to us last season, and then when he got hurt, it really disrupted our balance. It was a big hit for us. He's a big guy. He can fly. He's smart. Good hands, good shot. He looks like he's going to have a real breakout season. He's going to turn a lot of heads. I know he's not on any radars right now, but he's poised to have a real breakout season. I'm really excited for him. A little bit of a hip flexor, very, very minor. Could have played tonight, but we decided to go extra cautious, take a look at some of these other young guys.
Are you guys going to put a whole cam line together by the time this season's all said and done?
Yeah, the killer cams, I'm sure at some point.
And I'm going to group the 3 veteran D-men here, Howard, Betts, and Cato. They all looked to take leadership roles on their respective groups, young groups that they were playing on. So just how much easier does that make your job as a coaching staff, knowing that you got 3 reliable veterans back there on your D-core for the young guys to lean on for what it takes to be a steady OHL pro?
For sure, it's a tough position. A lot is expected of our defensemen and defensemen across the league. These 3 guys in particular look great. They're physical. They look like men. They're playing hard. They're playing for keeps. They're keeping guys accountable out there. It's an unbelievably fast league. Tough league, great league, so you really need to have a veteran presence back there. Guys that can, calm things down. Don't get rattled. It's hard for young defensemen at times to know, when to go, when to make that hit, when to make that jump the puck. Really, the only way to get that experience is to literally live through it. So, we've gone through it together. We've grown together, and those guys look like they're ready to step up and lead the back end.
And another guy, I'd say, to me, the most notable growth from last time that we saw him on the ice is Jake Uberti. Not only did he switch numbers, but it seems like he's gained some size, noticeable growth. Just he's throwing his weight around, generating a ton of offense for his line, and just looked overall more confident. How impressed are you with Jake, as it's looked like he's prepared to take the next step, major step forward, and be a guy that will be looked to play in all key situations as a 200-foot player and take the load off a lot of the young guys on the forward side of this camp?
Yeah, he's stepping up, and he's arrived and he's looking like a legit number 1 center in this league. I know it's been a very long off season for a guy like Jake. He wants to get back and prove to everybody how great of a player he is. He could be one of the fastest players this year. Excellent shot. He's going to Arizona camp. It's going to be a great experience for him. The sky's the limit for him. Another guy who I really think is going to turn a lot of heads, not only around the OHL, but in the NHL as well.
And lastly, another guy that's going to an NHL development camp, and that is obviously Cam Butler. We all know his shot is elite. He has a chance to be a big-time goal scorer in this league and lead the team in that category if things go right. But just how much of a step forward do you see him taking this year in his first full season as an Ice Dog, as he was acquired at in the middle of last season?
Yeah, he's made tremendous strides. You can see the way he handles himself. he has confidence now. He knows this is his team now. His decision making with the puck. At times he looks like he doesn't even play in the league anymore. You know, he's big, he's fast, he protects the puck. Guys can't get it off him. Elite shot, and he's really taken on a leadership role. He's incredibly impressive young guy. So very, very impressed with the guys and the leadership that they're showing. A lot of young guys. I know it can be tough on the older guys sometimes, but they're being fantastic. They're being pros, and it's great to see.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about his leadership. It seems like he's a lot more comfortable this year as opposed to last year coming in as a new guy. He wasn't with the team to start. So just how much of a growth do you see that in that part of his game, just being around him and seeing the way he interacts with the young guys and seeing how he's kind of taken that leadership role at camp? Is that something that hasn't gone unnoticed with your group?
Oh, for sure. You know, it's hard for guys. You know, people kind of take for granted, you know, you just get traded and hop into the new team and everything's, you know, all good. But there's certainly learning curves. There's changes. It can, you know, you don't know how it reacts, you know, how you're going to react to a trade when maybe you didn't expect it, you know. So first time you go through it, you know, it can kind of throw you for a loop. But you know, his maturity's unreal. And I know that he wants to win this year. He wants to be a big part. He wants to be a leader, and you know, anything we ask him, he's willing to do. So very impressed, thrilled to have him back.
And it's been a great week at camp, Billy. I know you're impressed by the returnee veterans and the upstart rookies here, 2 full draft classes. Just final thoughts on the whole week itself, and what are you looking for from this group as you go into the preseason and then eventually the home opener in October?
It's been a great week. It's been a great first week. You know, I've been overly impressed with the quality of play, the pace, the intensity. It's everything that we've asked of these guys. You know, now we'll do some testing tomorrow. We'll take the weekend off, come back on Monday, and it's time to come together. It's time to start putting some systems in, start getting our identity, start putting out some goals on how we want to play and where we want to go. But you know, we're very excited. You know, we're just very excited to get going and show everybody what we got.
GM Joey said he thought that this team was flying under the radar again, so it'll be interesting to see what this skilled young core of IceDog players can bring to us, and it's been a long year. So, again, thanks so much for having us at training camp, and we'll talk to you during the season.
Yeah, thanks up, Brandon. Look forward to it.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.